Hey, it's Sarah Willis again with my key number 2 of my 11 key system and how I overcame borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder type 2, and healed after narcissistic abuse. And it's key number 2, connection to true self. Yay! Okay. So, back in 2014, before I got the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, and I just had bipolar disorder type 2, I was researching what cures depression, because I just couldn't go on the depression and the suicidal thoughts. Couldn't go on anymore, and Western medicine wasn't really helping address what was wrong, and I didn't even really understand I didn't understand what was wrong with me at that time. But I researched what cures depression, and I found ayahuasca, and I'd never heard of ayahuasca, and I researched a lot. And pretty quickly in my researching, I knew intuitively that this is what I was needing, or that would help me. And now I can say, after I've done 2 plant spirit medicine ceremonies, that what exactly was it that I knew that I would gain from it. And I didn't really know it at the time, but it was a connection to true self. My whole life, pretty much, I'd been operating more or less from a false self, and always needing external validation, and total people pleaser, living for other people. I was never living for myself, and that was a huge cause of my depression. So yeah, after the ceremonies, I just had this sense of a really strong feeling of courage and freedom to just be who I am, and not like a puffed up version of me, but just just me, just who I am. And if I could kind of summarize this kind of overall feeling I had, and here's this line. There's a line picture on the quote, and it's an Osho quote, and it says, "The greatest fear in the world is the opinion of others. And the moment that you are unafraid of the crowd, you are no longer a sheep. You become a lion. A great roar arises in your heart, the roar of freedom." And it sounds so silly, almost cliche, but that's what the plants offered me. They just kind of, I wasn't sure if they somehow fortified you somehow, or whatever, but what the plants do is they kind of just take all the limiting belief systems you have, and like I said, a control alt delete on your mind, body, and soul, your spirit. And I was just able to be like, yeah, this is who I am. I know who I am now. I don't have to, I could finally live for me without needing external validation. And Hungarian-born physician Gabor Mate says, it's a quote of his that says, "People have 2 needs, attachment and authenticity. And when authenticity threatens attachment, attachment trumps authenticity." And what that means is many children, they grow up in environments and they're not able to be their true selves, because they want to belong to their family, so they have to kind of be someone they're not the whole time. And then our formative years, that kind of damages us, and we grow up not really knowing who we are. And I believe this lack of connection is the direct result of mood swings and instability. The more clarity you have of who you really are, the more clarity there is in your life and where you're going, and more stability. And I have another picture here. This is kind of like my picture of what your true self is, or this could be you, or this is me now. And once we get to key number 9, just pretend that we have a bird carrying us, and that's kind of like spirit carrying the true self, but we'll get to spirit later. But right now, yeah, it's really amazing and healing to be your true self. And not only is it so healing, but it's the greatest gift we have to offer this world. And to be our true self is not who we think society thinks we should be, who our parents think we should be, but it's just really who we are. And a lot of times that's breaking the mold, and rising above, or roaring like a lion, or the eagle soaring above everyone. Not to say we're better than anyone, but not everything works for everybody, and a lot of times we have to break out of the mold and be a trailblazer, and invoke change and have new visions. Um, yeah, and really who our true selves is this connection, a connection with nature and earth. And, you know, we are infinite source consciousness. That's really a big part of who we are. We're, you know, a beautiful integral strand in the, you know, tapestry of life. We are woven into life, the very fabric of life. We're not separated. We're not isolated. We're connected to not only ourselves but other beings on this planet and the planet itself. I think in our Western society, we've kind of severed that connection we have to nature and to spirit. And when you can kind of shift that thinking, kind of like I was saying, unplugging from the matrix when I described my key number one, when you kind of shift and see that we're all one and it is, you know, a circle of life, that we're part of it, that helps with the healing process as well. So yeah, being your true authentic self is the best thing you can have in your life and the best thing to give to the world. So if you have any questions or need support or go over my 11 key system with me, I'd be delighted. Or if you need help, if you're suffering or know somebody suffering with these issues, I'd be more than happy to help. And I hope these videos are an inspiration to other people, that to see that change is possible. You know, you don't have to feel the way that you're feeling. And we have plants on this earth for this specific reason, to undo traumatic occurrences in our upbringing and, you know, unlock those neural pathways and do a control delete and just start fresh. That's what the plants are for, is to help us get connected to the nature and to spirit and heal ourselves with the plants. So yeah, if you have any questions, please reach out and email me, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.